Well, I finally got my GAMSAT score back, and it's been a couple months since I last took it. I remember I started studying for it around January, February, and then going into March in the winter months. And then this late spring, I started to get emails from Acer notifying me about the length it's going to take for me to get my GAMSAT score back. And I finally got it. I believe I got the score back this past Wednesday. But because I was in the hospital all of last week except Sunday, I really wasn't able to make a video reflecting on the score and kind of my options moving forward. So I'm going to show you the score right now and take a look. So yeah, I didn't really get a really competitive score. I think I was a little bit below average. That science section really kind of killed it though, because to apply to a lot of these medical programs, you need to have a 50 minimum in order to be competitive. So I think because of that internet connection issue and me kind of rushing through that last portion of section three, I kind of guessed a lot and really sped up, but I don't think I really took my time in answering those questions, which may have contributed to that very low score. The writing section, I did the highest in, which was actually my assumption going into the test, followed by the English section and poetry section. But again, the scores were a little bit lower than I anticipated. So now that I have the test, kind of what are my options moving forward? Well, I reached out to Austrek, which was the company that would help me apply to the Australian medical programs. And unfortunately, because of that score I got in the science section, they told me that I would have to retake the GAMSAT in September with a higher score in order to get results. They also gave me the option of looking into the undergraduate programs in Australia, but those are 6 years in length, and those involve me taking classes that I've already taken as courses in my undergraduate education. So now it's kind of like, what do I do next? Well, I did learn some things from this test, primarily to have really good Wi Fi connection. Otherwise, you're just going to end up guessing everything and kind of really rushing yourself and not taking the time you need to for the test. And then the second thing is the content itself. So I didn't really find it that difficult, and I'm not really amazed or surprised by the score I got. I kind of predicted I would get this roughly relative score, which is the score I got. I didn't put so much effort into it, like studying for 12 hours every day, but I tried the best I could, and I got the results, and they weren't as competitive. They were basically slightly below average. I'm still up in the fence about potentially retaking the GAMSAT in September, and the registration deadline, I believe, is somewhere in July. I just want to hear back from the European programs because my main goal is just to get into any medical school of my choosing. And if I can get into the European ones without having to worry about the Australian, Irish, and British schools, which do require a competitive GAMSAT score, I'm just going to go ahead and kind of wait it out. Once I hear back from the European programs, that'll give me an idea if I need to either retake the GAMSAT or if I'm just better off going with the European ones because I got accepted. I'm going to hear back from them in a couple months. I think towards the mid to late summer is when I'll hear back from most of them. And then I still got to reapply to a few other programs. So I'll keep you updated on those. Now, does this poor GAMSAT reflection mean I won't be able to become a doctor or help people in need or really contribute to society and create something that helps people worldwide? I don't think so. I don't think this GAMSAT score is a reflection of my character, who I am, and if I'm going to be a good physician or not. So I think I just need to take some time off. I don't know if I'll retake the GAMSAT again because, again, I'm still waiting to hear back on the European programs. And then based on those decisions, I'll kind of weigh my options. Even if I retook the GAMSAT and got a better score, enough for me to look into the Australian programs and get an interview and get accepted, I wouldn't be able to start those schools until 2027 because the deadline for 2026 admissions was this past May, in which I thought I would have a good GAMSAT score, but I didn't. So I'm basically going to have to wait 2 years once I get another GAMSAT score that's competitive to get into the Australian programs. For the British and Irish ones, I don't think it's going to be the case. They'll still start in the autumn of next year. Right now, I'm just going to take some time off, focus on some other things I need to do. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now. Many thanks, and Cheers.